Hello everyone, how's it going? I know it's been a while, but for the ones who know me for a time, I'm busy with some other life projects for now, and I cannot really record videos. But I've got a lot of requests, and there's been a hype about 5x5 and big cubes lately, with all Moyu releasing their new cubes. So this is gonna be a small series. I'm gonna divide it into 3 parts. For how to do Yau5 with a Pedro Roque variation on it. For those of you who don't know, he is currently the fastest Yau5 solver in the world with a 56.99, if I'm not wrong, on the 5x5. So let's get started. I'm gonna just hand scramble because it's just for the purpose of a tutorial. It's totally fine. So for Yau, I have the tendency to always pick one color to start, always the same, and I tend to start with white, but sometimes if it's a little easier I go with yellow, but no other than that I'm not really color neutral on Yau. So let's get started. I usually get started with whatever is easier to do for the first 2 opposite centers. In this case, I'm gonna see this white 2x1 and then another white 2x1, so I can just put this together and build blocks. Now, okay, first center done. In this case, I would see that this is already ready. You can just bring it down. Okay. Alright. This is the tricky part. This is where it gets a little harder than in the reduction method. I'm gonna start, I usually, because I'm doing the white cross, I keep the white center toward my left hand. So this is how I do it. First gonna build one edge piece and put it into place. And then the second edge piece put it into place again. Third edge piece and put it in place. Now on regular Yau you would just start doing the centers, but with a Roque variation he actually builds, and this is what I've been doing too, one more cross edge. This is where it gets a little tricky. I put it on my right hand and bring it downwards, like pretending that the center is done. So in this case I see that there's a blue line here, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring the blue line to the right hand, align it with it, and just pretend this is already a solved center. So and done. So because it's already solved and the edge the edges on the right hand side, it doesn't really matter what you do, it's gonna remain there. So remember, always take care not to mess up with your cross. But this is okay for Yau solvers, and this is where it gets a little tricky for some people. It's doing the last 2 centers. I'm gonna focus on the 5x5 here for now. It's fairly easy. What I do is I build a 2x3 block, and then I usually work around what I have left. In this case would be U, R white, U prime, R white prime, U, R white, U2, R white prime. So that way I just get it ready, because the edge is already here and it's done. All the cross parts are done. Now for the Yau5, here's what difference from regular Yau. You would just do slice moves and start building your edges. Now here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get adjacent F2L pairs, like this one, blue-red. It's done. I'm gonna put it up, another edge done, and one more now. As I said, I have to get adjacent ones, so it means I either need a blue or a green one. So in this case, I see these two pieces already here. And the full one's done. Okay, now I place the centers back into the position, and I'm now gonna start building two F2L pairs, which is 1, 2, and place that backwards. So it's I'm kind of gonna ignore them from now on and just finish building the last 4 ones, only using the front here. So you see how much easier it is because I build it and I can just replace with a piece and move it back. Replace with a piece and move it back. Alright. In this case I had no parity. I try to always force the parity towards the yellow pieces, because in that way I can just basically finish the F2L and only care for the parity whenever I need to. But if I get it within one of the F2L pieces, I'm gonna execute it first, because it can influence on how, you know, like you're gonna finish solving or predicting stuff. And then just regular OLL and regular PLL. Alright, so this is basically like a walkthrough solve. I'm gonna try doing a hand scramble solve now. Nothing really fancy, I'm not really the fastest. And my 5x5 is actually getting too old, so it's okay. Well, this is very easy, but it's a hand scramble, so no one cares. I'm already committing a lot of mistakes here that I wouldn't normally, but because of the angle of the camera, I'm just sucking. And of course it's not as easy as the other stuff. So as I said, like first, where the heck is that edge? For the ones watching the video, please just forgive me for that. Oh Lord, I'm doing so bad, but it's okay. My arms are in a very bad position right now, but it's okay. And that's my dog barking on the background. Another easy case. Those don't really happen often when I'm doing averages. Another thing is, like, it's easier to do at least some edge control, if not like full, because once you've already inserted 2 pairs, you know, like you have all the slots free to do like at least 3 gen for some part and try to get with a little F move or something like that, at least 2 parts of the cross done. Or if you're really good with edge control, you can do it all and try to force COL and stuff like that, which is very useful on the 5x5 because the finger tricks for some OLLs are bad, at least for me. That's it basically for the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and like see you guys next on part 2, where we're gonna be covering the 6x6, because on the last 2 centers of this one and this one there's a little stuff like that I do different, or most of people probably don't know or haven't seen yet, and it actually helps a lot when doing Yau. Thanks guys, see you in the next one.